Hi guys, today I would like to share with you 5 things that will most likely be part of your life post-transplant and that I consider to be very important for you to know. I hope this list helps you be more informed and hopefully prepare for when that second chance at life comes. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Wendy, and in this channel I share videos related to my kidney journey, wellness, and personal growth. If that sounds like something that interests you, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Also, make sure to stay to the end. Item number 5 is what I consider to be the most important item in this list. It will save you a lot of stress if you can avoid that. So with that being said, let's get into the content of this video. The first thing in this list is weight gain. I am sorry to tell you this, but you will most likely gain weight post-transplant. This is mainly caused by 2 things. 1, no longer having food restrictions, and 2, the majority of transplant patients are placed onto prednisone. Prednisone can cause you to feel very hungry all the time, so being hungry and not having food restrictions is an amazing yet terrible combination. If you are going to have a transplant soon and want to try to avoid gaining weight, be prepared, especially during the first months when you most likely will be taking the highest doses of prednisone. One of the real bad things about prednisone is that you not only gain weight, but a lot of that weight goes to your face. So maybe plan for healthy meals and snacks ahead of time, and definitely work on your self-control skills because you are going to need them. Item number 2 is high glucose levels. You might remember doctors mentioned that as a transplant patients we have higher chances to develop diabetes. Well, it was never mentioned to me that that will very likely happen right after surgery. So apparently it is very common for glucose levels to go up from day 1 because of the high doses of anti-rejection medications that we are put on right away. So right after my surgery, my sugar levels were pretty high. I left the hospital having to poke my finger 3 times a day. I have to record all my readings in a book. That is something that I was definitely not expecting. I never had diabetes issues before transplant. The good thing though is that when the medication came down, my sugar levels went back to normal. However, right now at 6 months post-transplant, I am technically pre-diabetic. So it is something to be very careful with because it can happen right away. Item number 3 is hair loss. This is super common among kidney transplant recipients, and yet I never heard of it before transplant. This is caused by some of the anti-rejection medications. I have a video about the medications that I'm taking if you want to check it out and kind of compare with the medications that you are taking. Maybe that tells you something. But right at the 3-month mark, my hair started falling out, and when I say falling out, I mean tons of hair. I clean hair on the daily basis from my bed, my clothes, my shower, literally everywhere. I wish I knew this was going to happen or that it was very likely to happen. I feel like I could have taken precautions such as, I don't know, like washing my hair with a special shampoo or taking some form of supplement or something like that. I never really thought the hair loss was going to be that drastic, but it really is. Number 4 is the importance of being hydrated. Being hydrated helps you reduce the risk for infections, kidney stones, and of course it helps your kidney to better get rid of waste. Everyone in the chronic kidney disease world knows the word creatine. That is the mark that tells us about our kidney function. We all want that number to be as low as possible. So assuming that everything else is okay, being dehydrated can badly affect creatine levels. I had a hard time drinking water because I was used to not drinking much during dialysis because, you know, all the fluid restrictions. I left the hospital with an awesome 0.8 creatine level, and during the first 2 months my creatine actually went up to 1.2. It's still a good number, but after I started pushing myself to drink more water, my creatinine numbers got much better. So my advice to you is to be aware that you need to drink water. Of course, ask your doctor how much water you need to drink, but it seems that a good rule of thumb is to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So for example, I weigh 120 pounds, half of that is 60, so I should be drinking at least 60 ounces a day. The best way for me to accomplish that is to carry a 2-liter bottle around. I fill it in the morning, and as long as I finish it before the day is over, I feel like I'm good. So be very aware of your water intake. And finally, the number 5 item in this list is the importance of not just taking your medications, but to secure your medications. Meaning making sure you get your medications from your pharmacy on time. Technically, it is possible to go into rejection by missing a single dose of specific medications. Not all, but some of them are very critical. Post-transplant medications are not the kind that you can just miss or forget to take. You have to be very disciplined about taking your meds every day and pretty much at the same time or as close as you can. These are very strong medications, and you don't want to have high concentrations in your blood just because you are taking them at random times. Another thing that we usually don't consider, at least I didn't, and I end up paying for this, is to make sure your refills are ordered well in advance. I always assumed that if I had a couple pills left, I could just order and run to the pharmacy and get them. And it is usually like that. It just happened that a couple months ago, I called my prescription in when I only had 2 pills left. It turns out they didn't have them. It was also the weekend, and it was going to take 3 to 4 days for them to get them, which meant I was going to have to go without them for a couple days. I was using Kaiser Permanente at the moment, and if I wanted to switch my meds to regular pharmacy, you know, like CVS or Walgreens, I was going to have to pay for my meds out of pocket. If you know the price of some of these medications, you will know that it's not that simple, unless you're rich, of course. But anyways, I ended up driving across the state to another Kaiser pharmacy to get my meds. I learned the biggest lesson that day. I was worried and I was stressed out, and I could have avoided all that by just ordering as soon as possible.
Moral of the story:
take your meds and get your meds on time. Treat your medications like your life depends on it, because it really does. Well guys, that is the 5 things that I consider to be very important for you to know before getting a kidney transplant. Let me just leave you on a positive note. Having a transplant so far has been amazing for me. I feel very good. My energy levels are high most of the time. I am active, I am no longer tired, I am enjoying food, maybe a little bit too much. I feel like I am living again. There are a lot of things to know and to deal with post-transplant, but nothing really compares to the benefits of having a working kidney. I hope this video was helpful. If you know someone that can benefit from this type of channel, feel free to share the message by sharing any of my videos. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you find value in this video. As always, take care, stay strong, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys very soon.